Okay, where we left off last week. So I didn't get anything done last week, really. I had another project that took me away for really working on anything. I did work on a couple hours in the shop on last weekend. I was a little discouraged, we'll just say that. So what happened last week, because I was getting ready to I wanted to shoot color, you know, on the inside of this cab where we left off, of course, and things being as they may, I didn't shoot color on the inside, because as you can see, there is no extra video that shows me putting color on the inside of the cab. And the reason why I didn't is because I didn't want to waste the paint and the time and the effort, because I ran into a problem. And the problem being is, when I was scratching up the outside of the cab, I was just messing around, getting ready to do what I do, and I had a spot up here on this outside corner. It was a little spot right here that I blew through to metal. On this spot right here, so I blew through when I was sanding it, and it touched out and it showed out some metal. And so I put some self-etching primer on it first, and then started working over that, sanding it, letting it dry accordingly and everything else. And I don't know what I did in the process, but there's 3 processes in there, or a couple layers of processes in there, where it was self-etching primer, of course, that I put on, and then the high build primer in a can, just to get some coverage, so that anything that I smeared on there is saying, if I put a little bit of body filler on there or something, or glaze, that it would cover, you know, evenly and wouldn't show. So it's at least gray, because I learned that on the hood. That was in a previous, I already talked about that. There's a 2-in-1 build primer. If you kind of shoot over the spots that are primered, it doesn't show out. So I went through that process and just was jumping around, you know, and that was the weekend. But last weekend I came back to this, and I was just gonna sand on it a little bit and touch up and get ready to start scratching the inside to color it. But being that this is so very close to this edge, I came back and I was started here sanding and getting ready, and it was, almost like it was glue underneath it, and it never none of it set up. It was just glue. And I thought that the mix primer going over it would, you know, cover that and everything would be fine, because I didn't know that it wasn't adhered or set up underneath there. So when I went to go scratch this again, it just turned to mashed potatoes underneath it. If like you painted over rubber cement that wasn't set, it just balled up and it was nasty. And so I was pretty beat up about that, and just kind of threw the towel in on that. So because I had another project going on last weekend that was going to take me away, I couldn't really do anything else, but I just ground it all the way down with the DA and some 80 grit and started over. And because it was so close to the door hinge, I didn't want to waste the color and the paint and the effort, because when I get to sanding and everything else right there in that corner, it's just gonna, the color isn't gonna overlap, and I'm gonna be in a bad spot. And how far out I had to sand, I didn't know how much I was gonna have to take out, and how I was gonna feather that to 2 coats of high build primer on top of all of that I already have. And yeah, it wasn't fun. So basically, in the grand scheme of things, the one day that I did work on it, I did very minimal. I was hoping to shoot color. It's cold outside now, and so I'm trying to trying to keep the shop warm, and just for a day. I mean, really, I just have to keep it warm for a day, and then just let it cool down gradually so everything cures as it should. I can't have 30-degree metal when I'm shooting. So it's got to be, you know, it's got to be like 65 degrees, 70 degrees in here, and then the metal has got to be that temperature. I can't just warm up in here and then shoot it on ice cold steel. So what I did a little sanding on that. I had to go to a place where you buy the stuff to do other projects with. So while I was there getting up the other supplies, I picked up some plastic. So long story short, got the plastic, and this is what I did. Crazy idea, I don't know. So I had this 20-foot long piece of purling, and so I hung that 20-foot long piece of purling up there from the rafters, roughly 6-7 feet high. Well, 7, it's gotta be 7, it's taller than me, so it's gotta be at least 6'1" high. So, okay, let me get back to it. I got a purling, so I hung that up from the rafters up there. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. Well, it's covered up by plastic. And then I took the plastic and I hung it up because the garage door opens. You have to be strategic about that. So the garage door was still open. So what I'm gonna do is finish this off today. I guess it's a different day today. So I went through and I stapled that plastic up to cover the overhead, and I'll continue up to the next rafter here from basically that rafter over to this rafter, like I have those two. I'll just cover that up and staple that plastic up there, and then I will run plastic and let it hang down the sides. What I'm basically gonna do is I'm basically gonna build me a temporary paint booth, and that way I don't get overspray all over everything. But if it's dumb, and it works, is it dumb? I don't know if it's dumb, but I'm gonna try it. This is what I'm gonna do. The other thing I started was doors. So this door has got a pretty good ding right here, and it's in the body line too. It just crushed it up. It's just not pretty. And then down this side here, and this is probably warped. So what I got, I have 3 doors that I got. This is the other door for the truck, and now this one's pretty straight. This one that you can't see through looks like a gravel road. Now it's straight, but it looks like a gravel road on it just, and it's got some spots in it where you can push just barely. If the wind blew on it, it's gonna go in and then it won't pop back out. You gotta reach inside and pop it back out. So I gotta do some stuff to this door to make it work. Also, it's got, for the rear view mirror, it's got the big 3-hole rear view mirror on it. These, which this is what I want to put on it, is the small, not the farm truck mirrors. I don't want to put the farm truck mirrors on it. So back to the door thing. So if you can see this pattern here, it's pretty safe, and these 2 doors match that. That one's got a lot more work in it. This one does not match. So I have to then plug those holes, reorientate that set of holes in there with the backer that holds that mirror on there. That's another job unto itself. I'm gonna kick the videos on and get those set. You're just gonna see me put up plastic, really, and make a temporary paint booth. Really, we'll see what else I can use it for. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll put these up and I'll do that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do with this door and that other door, both of the doors that were original to the truck, I'm gonna try by hand at pulling this out and getting it and straightening them out. I like the feel of these doors better. For some reason, these doors feel like they were built better than the white door I have over here. So I don't know what year truck that came off of. I don't see any difference in it. I laid them both out and looked at the spacing on the holes. I don't know if it's an 80s model door and it's thinner. The beads are rolled different on the outside edge here. So if you look at this on this door here, that bead is fully rolled in and crushed under. And there's a difference in this one, is this bead on this door is not rolled over and crushed under and made into one. So I know there's differences in the door and whether they fit and whether they match the body. I know those two doors do because they came off of it. But the amount of work that's in those other two, at least the one door. So but I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do because at this point, pulling dents and banging on it and doing some sanding and just working the door over, I'm not out anything but time. And if I can get it close, then I don't have to do the relocate on these mirrors. But this has got a ding, a pretty good wow right there. I don't know about this. I'm gonna have to check that against the other door. It's got some round right there, but it's got a wow right there. But that whole body line, if you can see, that whole body line is just crushed in. And this material that's moved up here, and this whole mess. But it is the fight that we fight. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'll set these two doors up and work them simultaneously with a stud welder and a dent puller and a hammer and dolly, and just try and do my best with what I have. And at the end of the day, I only need two doors. So whatever door I get worked out, I'll get it worked out, and then it'll be okay. It'll be what it'll be. And in the interim, I can jump back and forth on the cab and do a little spot cleaning on some of the stuff that's going to overlap with the color, but make sure that when I'm ready to shoot color, I don't have the debacle that I had on the other side. So I'm just going to plug along like that. So get the plastic hung and get it pulled out of my way, and I can clean up some of this mess. And I got piles of stuff right here that from the other project I worked last weekend, I just dug out of my truck and set it in here, and now I have to go put all that stuff away. So that's where we're going. That's what we're doing today. My apologies for not putting anything up last weekend, but it was, and to the other critic about the sleeveless, talking about the music that's on the video, we went over that. I talked to you about what music I pick, and that's neither here nor there, because if they're just here to see somebody do something on a truck, then they're here to see something. If they're there to listen to music, they're probably in the wrong spot anyways. But I was kind of, I'm not 4'2". I'm really not that short. It's taller than me, so it's got to be at least good that I ought to do that I don't do. And then the things that I do, I get stuck in that circle. I got a dimple right there. That's a dimple. I gotta cover that. Dang. Turn to mashed potatoes. Doodabs. It's like duct tape. You can't go wrong with more. You know, things that I was going to do and I don't do. But things being as they may, whatever door I get worked out, I'll get it worked out, and then it'll be okay. It'll be what it'll be. I already talked about that. It was where we left off, of course, and I don't know if it was. Probably wasn't. If you, old dude, you told me one time if you were going to forgot what you were going to say, it was probably a lie anyway. And me, I'm just grumpy about it. I'm like, a mousetraps. It just slack. But there's that. It isn't. So that's being be sarcastic. About things that stuff and things that don't matter, but in my infinite wisdom. So the good that I ought to do, and this is it. But there's a lot of people that don't use turn signals, and I don't know what that's about. Me talking about nothing, about just what I'm gonna do when I already know what I'm gonna do. But there's 30 minutes of crying my Cheerios over that, being a kid about it. That's why taller people get warmer showers. Crying my Wheaties. I know. That's where we're going. That's what we're doing. Just anger and hate and misery and everything else. And if you know, you know. And there is that. And prowess of all of this stuff that is just so common to me. Don't kick me in the shins over that. Left turn this way, right turn that way. Yeah. But you didn't know what I was going to do, so now we know what we're going to do. So 23 minutes. I don't know if you'd like to do that. We are not those people. 17 minutes. Do 2 coats of high build primer. It's a different day today. Not the farm truck mirrors. Just being a kid about it. But so. And I was underneath it. Drug it through a ditch of fences or a fence of ditches or for my birthdays. And I came up with this bright idea. Dumb idea, I don't know. If it works, it works. I don't know. I was gonna say something about that, but I forgot what I was gonna say.